Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I buy directly from Japan using Bai. No, this is not a sponsored video. I talk about all the platforms I use, all the different companies I use, services I use as a business. This is just that. So this is me as a consumer of Bai, showing you how I use their service to buy directly from Japan through Yahoo Japan and Mercari. I will say, caveat, disclaimer up front, there is risk. There's a lot more risk involved. If you don't have the stomach for the risk on eBay, where you have buyer protection, Bai might not be for you. But if you dare to go that way, I guess this video is here for you. So let me jump right into it. I will give the disclaimer too. I think a lot of people assume buying it at the ground floor, buying it in Japan will always be cheaper. Oftentimes it won't be. So I could make a video on this all itself. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video on this. I feel like we need a 15-minute video on how to search eBay. I searched Japanese 151 booster box. They call it best match. This is actually, so best match is this, 71 bucks, 70 bucks. Okay, that's actually reasonable-ish. But that's what comes up for best match. Now you search low list. Like, I'm searching low list. I want the cheaper listings. We've streamlined your search results to show you the best listings. See more results. So how did we go from best match at 71 to low list at 110? Whatever it takes, whatever it means, we need to click this extra button. Well, packs, we don't want packs. You gotta, I guess they did streamline away the $8 packs, but they gave us the low list of $110. What are we doing here? Anyways, by the time we scroll down, we got a Chinese box. We got 95% feedback, not liking the things we're seeing. The first box that kind of makes me feel a little bit warm and cozy. Let me see once I go to page 2. So there's 6233, no shrink wrap. I do want shrink wrap. 63 without shrink. Looks like mid 60s. 6450, no shrink wrap. Where are we for shrink wrap? So ground floor with shrink wrap, 65, somewhere between 65 and 70 bucks. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as we progress through buying directly from Japan at the ground floor where all the cheap deals are. So how do we even search? I can't speak Japanese. How do we search Japanese websites? Shout out to Bulbapedia. I mean, Google Translate will work. A lot of other things will work. I find the best results going straight to Bulbapedia, 151's TCG page, boom, Control C, go over to Bai. On Bai, you have to create an account, you have to register, you have to do all that stuff. You should be able to just work through their instructions and get to that by yourself. Hopefully you can do that. But once you're there, Mercari and Yahoo Japan auctions are the two major ones that I use. So I've already gone, I've copy and pasted from Bulbapedia. I've put it in there, 151. I added Box Works, they use it too. So our low list over on eBay was 65 to 70 bucks. What do we see here? I mean, it's got to be, retail's 30 bucks. It's got to be like these crazy good prices, right? It's got to be. I see 55 bucks. That probably comes without shrink. I'm not entirely sure, but scrolling through here, it's like, where's all the cheap options? There's a $45 one without shrink. Let's just go into this listing. 52 bucks. I mean, it sounds better, right? 65 to 70. 52 is a fair bit cheaper. If you are buying 10, 20, 30 boxes, one-off, onesie twosies, as I like to call it, you probably can save a little bit of money. But note that there will be no buyer protection. One thing that's great, I use Google Chrome. This is a brand new unopened booster box. Like, same thing with eBay. A little bit harder to see and understand maybe until Google Translate it for you. But there's feedback. 796 feedback. 796, so let me scroll over some so you can see this. 796 happy faces. For some reason they use red for happy. 2 moderate faces, neutrals. Basically see this as positive, neutral, negative. So feedback system similar to eBay. For whatever reason, we use red for negative on eBay US. They use red for happy smiling face. Red, but it's a green light to go and buy it. There will be risks. There will be no buyer protection if you have any kind of issues. I cannot caveat that enough. But yeah, read the descriptions. It says it has no major damage, but see the photos. They will almost always say something like, please refrain if you're cautious about this or that. They usually, in a lot of the translations, you'll find some very funny translations in there. But you'll find certain phrases used over and over, depending on whether you're buying boxes or singles, beauty products. Some of the translations are funny. But anyways, say you wanted to buy it, you proceed to order page, and on the order page, just to show you what it looks like, I will actually just buy this one. I mean, it's not a great deal. I'm able to buy it. Shout out to Retrospecs on Instagram. These days, for a lot of volume type, quantity type stuff, I go through him. There are times where, and I will show this here, some people might not be happy with me over this, but if you've been on eBay as long as I have, you might, maybe I'm unlocking a core memory that's been locked away for the past 5-10 years. eBay bucks. eBay bucks used to be a glorious thing. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, it is what it is. But we used to be blessed with 5, 6, 8, 10% eBay bucks coupons from time to time, where you could buy $100 worth of Pokemon cards and get 5, 10% cash back. Just voila, boom, done. Buy has coupons too. Occasionally, if you register for a Buy account, buy a couple things, start small, figure out the process, figure out what the shipping is going to cost. It's not going to be free. Make sure you're not getting yourself scammed and losing a ton of money. Be careful out there. But you will occasionally get coupons. I tend to go there more when I have coupons, buying things 5, 10, 15% off. So that will be a thing there. Unfortunately, it's not much of a thing anymore on eBay. But yeah, the way that I go, I always just completely shun the plan that they have. They say that theoretically the standard plan, you might be able to get your money back, XYZ, certain things happen. What I've heard, the experiences I've had with other people, with myself, you're getting what you're getting, and that's going to be the end of it. If you want to do something nuclear, if you want to charge back through your credit card, if you want to charge back through your PayPal, you can get your money back. I feel like I've made the video before. Maybe I need to refresh that video too. Spend other people's money. Buy through your credit card, through PayPal, to have all the protection you can have. Because, yeah, if you have an issue, but if you do that, Buy will just block you. They will cease to do business with you. I know Java Akuma, shout out to him. He made a good video on that before, his experiences with that. But yeah, you go down here. I said use PayPal. You can use PayPal. You can use credit card directly. But you literally just go down, you submit order. Upon making the order, the item will go to your Buy warehouse. And what you can do is you can like consolidate packages. So instead of shipping one box for maybe 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it ends up being, you can ship several of them together. Usually you have to stay under 200,000 yen, which is maybe about $1,400 to be able to not go over the certain limits you can ship for over 200,000 yen, but it gets a little more complex. Buy makes you jump through a couple extra hoops if you do that. Generally, I try to buy under 200,000 yen shipments. Here's another example. So I showed you a box. I'm going to show you a card now. Burn Tower. Shout out to this card. One of my favorite cards in the hobby. Takes me right back to Crystal version. I know you can't see it above me because it's cropped out. But Pokemon Crystal, favorite game I ever played, Gen 2. That Burn Tower, you got to love that art. So, again, Bulbapedia. If you look up Burn Tower, it is a location in the game. So it will talk about that in Bulbapedia. If you scroll down, it will take you to in the TCG. You can click on it where it comes up in the TCG. You can go to the card. You can go to the LP promotional cards. You can find the card's number, 052 LP. So here is a Buy search. Here's a search on Mercari where I am searching for Burn Tower. I copy and paste it over Burn Tower, the Japanese characters for that. And then here's a search where I went and I actually did the 052 L-P. You can search by their numbers as well. And then same thing here. Ideally buy ones that have front and back pictures. They're not all going to have it. But when you see stock photos like this, that's not a picture of the card you're going to get. Sometimes they talk about S and A and B, different quality. I'm not going to get into that nitty gritty here. One thing I will shout out. So that is a very brief overview. I wanted to keep this one very short, very succinct. That is like a beginner level introduction to what buying on Buy looks like. Once you are done, once you've placed the order as you saw, you can go in, you can add protective packaging, you can do all these different things, and then you can ultimately fulfill the item to yourself. I'm one who goes with a light plan. I don't pay any extra. I don't add protective packaging. I just ship the stuff to me, and you're going to get what you're going to get. One thing that I wanted to talk about here, it's kind of a balance. It's a balance of price, time, and risk. When you go to Buy, Your time is going to be high, your risk is going to be high, but the price theoretically should be lower. You saw that 151 box that I bought, one single box for 55 bucks. If I were to ship that box alone, I'm probably going to spend 20 bucks in shipping. I'm going to be 75 bucks all in. I'm going to spend more than if I just went to eBay, bought from a high feedback seller, bought from someone who maybe even had it in the US. You can buy from Japanese sellers on eBay as well. One box for 65, 70 bucks. I'm protected by my credit card, I'm protected by my PayPal, and I'm protected by eBay. Buyee, if you do it correctly, you should be paying through your credit card and or PayPal. Always spend someone else's money to lower your risk, because if something goes wrong, it's their money, and they'll be on your side trying to get it back. But yeah, very, very introductory level. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more in-depth videos on how to buy from Japanese websites. I probably won't spill all the beans. Don't you worry. Those folks out there who are very afraid of the title, maybe they're a little bit relieved once they've gone through the whole video. But I will do a little bit of self-promo here at the end of the video. If you're watching this the day it came out, you're watching this on July 1st. On June 30th, I actually did a more in-depth introduction, I guess maybe the intermediate level, at how I source cards directly from Japan, through Buyee, through Mercari. I did that through the Pokenomics Patreon once a month. Usually it's the final Sunday of the month, but we always announce it at least a few days out ahead of time. We do a 2-hour live Zoom call where you can jump in with Jake and myself. You can do a Q&A, you can ask us anything. We do a little bit of a market update, and we take turns between presenting on a topic. My topic last night was how to source cards from Japan. I've done how I source cards from TCG Player. I've done things on print run, estimations, distribution. I've done things on pop reports and things of that nature, deep dives into different market conversations Jake has done as well. So yeah, if you're interested, if you like this beginner conversation, this beginner entry into how to buy from Japan, there is an intermediate version behind the paywall, linked Pokenomics Patreon below. And another thing that we do there, just to continue on the Pokenomics Patreon conversation, we have a Discord where Jake and myself are in there once a week. We have a Discord, we call it Office Hour. We're available for 1 hour each minimum per week, where you can ask us Q&A in a Discord voice call. There will be other people in there. Same thing with the Zoom call once a month. There will be other people in there. So it's a Q&A, not completely one-on-one like if you go for the consultation level, but you do get a little bit more of an intimate setting. I do live Q&As on my channel once a week, once every other week. And then in between, I do live Q&As on PokeFlips as well. So I'm very available if you want to ask further questions about this video on my live stream later this week or on PokeFlips next week. But I'm also available in a more one-to-one if you go for the consultation tier, but a smaller, I guess a more intimate setting, less people involved, more one-to-one, more person-to-person. If you want more direct answers to your questions, the Patreon is there. So as always, I appreciate everyone watching, and I will catch you all later.